Welcome guys. So we are here with the latest NEET SS results. We have our first topper session. Our first topper is Dr. Siddharth B. Rao. He's secured the prestigious rank 2 and he has his pick of his seats all over the country. So welcome Dr. Siddharth. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening. So before we try to get into his head, try to dissect his strategies a bit, we'll try to get to know a bit more on Dr. Siddharth. So where is he from? Where he do his MBBS, MD, which batch is he from? So please, Dr. Siddharth, will you let us know?
Yes, I have done my MBBS from Gandhi Medical College, Hyderabad, sir. I'm from the 2K16 batch, and I have done my MD from Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences from the 2022 batch, sir.
So basically, you're born, brought up, everything in Hyderabad.
Yes.
So probably you will continue studying possibly also in Hyderabad. So
yes.
So you had two exams right now. It's always difficult for people to study between these two exams. You had the INSS on one side, you had your NEET SS on the other side. So did you study for both, or was your aim particularly focused on the NEET SS alone?
So I have been preparing mainly. I wanted to pursue my DM cardiology in NIMS itself, sir. So I was focused mainly on NEET SS itself. I had prepared for NESS cardiology. I had gone through to the interview stages, but I had got rank of around within the 20s. So I didn't particularly focus on the NESS.
So because you wanted to study properly in Nizams, your focus was purely on the NEET SS, NEET SS portion. So you've already fixed your mind on cardiology. So in our times, you used to pick your subject. So you either study nephrology, neurology, cardiology, and go write your exams. So that was basically a specialty-based paper. Now it's a general medicine-based paper. So again, your thoughts were very clear. You wanted DM cardiology and you wanted it Nizams. So what made you choose your subject as cardiology? Why not any other subject? Why cardiology?
So when I started my first year, initially my first love was general medicine itself, sir. So I was planning on pursuing general medicine. Towards I think the beginning of second year, I was strongly inclined towards rheumatology. But as I went through, I had an inclination towards cardiology. I used to keep on discussing ECGs with my friends. Most of our cases we used to discuss for cardiology. So I had an inclination towards it. By the end of my second year, after my cardiology peripherals, after the cath lab postings, I was fixed on cardiology by the end of my second year.
Anything particularly which attract on cardiology? Because cardiology is something which is as far as you can get from medicine. So once you practice the cardiologist, probably has nothing to do, even if you're, especially if you're a hardcore cardiologist, it has nothing to do with probably medicine. So now, any particular reason why you chose it?
I think it was very varied, and I had my interests were almost all the particular fields, like be it from ECGs to arrhythmias to proper core intervention. After seeing the cath lab postings, seeing all those, I think I drifted a little more towards cardiology towards the end of my second year.
So now it's basically a medicine-based subject. So how did you? What was your plan? How did you approach this NEET SS exams? When did you start your preparation for it, and how did you do so?
So through my first year, I was relying on Harrison and UpToDate, and I was just going case by case. As I've seen cases in my emergency and my ICU, I was developing on my subject along the way. Towards I think the second half of my second year, I had bought Marrow, and I had just started watching the videos. I was just running through the videos at that point of time, trying to grasp concepts that I didn't have at that point of time. And then once I entered third year, towards as my exams are getting closer, that was the point at which the 22nd edition of Harrison had come. So I ran through Harrison once again. I think in the last month before my DM final exam, my MD final exams, I think I have revised Harrison like 3 or 4 times. As soon as my final exams are over, I switched back to Marrow and I was busy solving question banks and grant tests.
So, there's a curse of the medicine PG, Your Harrison's latest edition always comes when you're in a final year PG. So it came for me also. So basically, you're very thorough with Harrison. You studied Harrison around 3 to 4 times, right? So did you finish the entire Marrow videos, or did you selectively read through it, selectively browse through it?
No, I have completed everything except for I think the medical genetics and the sort of miscellaneous portions. I have completed the 4 systems and I have completed almost the entire thing except for the medical genetics and statistics part.
So, it's a very extensive library of videos. So, how long will it take you to actually finish it?
I think it took me almost 6 months to 8 months to finish it, sir. I used to just watch it at 3 speed. Like mostly, I used to grasp whatever the areas that I felt I was weak at. I used to slow down the speed, maybe jot down a few notes. But other than that, I just brushed through it pretty quickly, sir.
So, how was the videos? Did it cover, was it up to your expectations? Did it cover the content? Did it offer you new insight? Did it help you in your ward work?
Yes, I feel like there are sort of like the tricks of the trade, which I think only professors and people who are in the field from so long know about it. So I gained, I think, a lot of things like maybe outside of Harrison. Obviously, the super specialty books and all were covered by it.
So, Marrow has an extensive library of videos. Sometimes it's people feel it's too voluminous, but you are able to complete it. Na? So, were
Yes.
you able to complete the entire videos, or do you have to skip a few videos in between?
No, I've completed the entire thing, including the MCQ discussion videos. I've completed almost the entire library of videos, except for the medical genetics and the statistics part. I have covered the entire complete collection of videos in Marrow, sir.
So, how long did it take you to finish this?
I think about 8 months to 9 months it has taken me to complete the entire set, sir.
So, did you have any particular approach, like you used to go from the first video to the last video, or you just used to go randomly?
I think Marrow has put it pretty systematically. So I used to go from the first to the last video as per how it's given in Marrow, sir.
Did you take notes, or was the given notes helpful for you, especially
Yeah,
now you have printed notes also?
yeah. So I had bought the printed notes, so it had helped me. I used to just jot down any additional points into the notes, pre-printed notes.
How did you feel about the videos and the notes? Did it
I
help you?
felt like
Did it help you, especially with your? How was it one for your MD course with respect to your ward work? Two, with respect to your preparation for your for your practical exams, and finally for your NEET SS exams.
I felt like for my ward rounds, it was especially helpful, sir, because I think the tricks of the trade, which the like the professors in the field know, it has helped me much more. Like even something as basic as approaching a diabetic patient, or really like possibly even the smallest thing. I think the way the faculty has approached it is very different from what I think the textbooks give. So definitely for ward, it has helped me a lot. Ward, OP, like probably everything, it has helped me for the exam point of view, I had never concentrated as such for the exam, but it has definitely strengthened my concepts a lot compared to maybe a traditional reading of textbook. I think watching the videos has strengthened my concepts a lot.
I was actually looking at your NEET SS paper. Actually, there were a lot of ECG based questions in cardiology.
Yes.
So yeah. So did you actually go through the MCQ? Actually went through your MCQ sessions, right? So how was
Yes.
the
Yes.
MCQs actually? MCQs and the grant tests.
MC Grantis, I feel like compared to they were completely Harrison based. I think the Marrow Grantis were completely Harrison based. I think they've covered almost everything. About the MCQ sessions, I think the previous year papers which I had solved, I think were not really correlating. I think every year NEET changes its pattern. Whereas the pre-decided MCQ sessions, especially in cardiology, I think they have covered almost all the like the nitty gritties here and there, whatever small topics had to be covered have been covered. I think it's a complete package. If you include everything and you have covered the entire Marrow set, you will be, I think, on the top of the game at least for the exam.
I think Dr. Siddharth is one of the best prepared candidates. He's read Harrison 3 to 4 times. He's gone through the entire Marrow videos. So far, I've been doing this for around close to, this is probably my 5th year. I think you're the first candidate to say that he's read both Harrison, cover to cover for a number of times and seen the entire Marrow module. So, because the previous toppers, they just focused and studied, or sometimes they've even skipped Harrison. You're the first one who has this entire gamut of preparation from your part. So what? So suppose let's say you could turn the clock back. So what time do you think a candidate should start studying for the NEET SS? When you're entered your MD course, not you have to study primarily for your MD course. So the NEET SS or the INSS is an added bonus for it. So at what time do you recommend a candidate to start studying for the NEET SS?
So I think Harrison, you can just generally cover during your first year as you're seeing cases. Maybe the smaller, finer topics that you might not see in your first year, you can cover in your final year just before the exam. But I think watching Marrow, I think it's better during your peripheral postings if they begin in the second year to start during second year. And as you run through the postings, just do your that particular subject during that time.
So again, so how much time do you think you should spend for studying this? Like, most candidates which have interviewed previously is that they study that first year should be exclusively given for your MD residency. You can start studying somewhere around second year. And especially what they said is your peripheral postings would probably be good enough for that. And, then a 6 month of intensive study would probably be good enough. So do you approve with that, or do you need to start a bit earlier or later?
I mostly, my memory is a little on the weaker side, sir. I rely mostly on concepts to solve my MCQs, so I required multiple revisions during my entire time. So during my first year, it definitely you have to combine. I feel you have to combine both your studies and the cases that you see uh, develop as you go. I don't think any specific time to study for any exam. I have never studied as such for NEET SS or for my MD final exams. I just built on whatever I have seen in my ward rounds. I don't think any particular there is. I think I've seen almost every case. At least kept it as my differential diagnosis for one of the cases, and I've covered entire Harrison based on that. I don't think there is any. I've specifically studied for any exam as such.
This is very important. People often focus on our exams. We have all this focus towards clearing this exam, or getting your degree. But the entire thing is you have to study with respect to understand your concepts, to understand medicine as a subject. Remember that this is the only time, especially if you look at all your candidates, most of our toppers are usually first attempt, and the large chunk is probably they write the next year. So these 3 years or 4 years, if you're a repeater, this is the only time where you learn MD medicine. If you take a super specialty, most of your super specialties have nothing to do with medicine. So something like cardiology has nothing to do with medicine. So nephrology is again far away from medicine. Rheumatology is far away from medicine. Probably the thing which is actually closer to medicine is something like endo. So when you're entered into a super specialty, and when you work as a DM, post DM, you are working nothing. You're not working like a physician. Let's be realistic regarding that. So these 3 years are the only 3 years, or if you repeat it, probably 4 years are the only 4 years where you can practice and learn MD medicine. So it is of utmost important that you study the mother subject first. MD medicine is your mother subject. It is of utmost important that you focus on that. The others, especially this is helpful if you're planning for a NEET assess. In our days, we had to pick a subject. So we had to read Braunwald or we had to read Fihari. We didn't understand it, but that's what we used to do. But now you can actually study and clear just study MD medicine and then write your exams. That is one great advantage you have. And that is why you see a lot of first chance. Yes. So in our times, there were a lot of repeaters. So I think one important thing all of you should know is clear your concepts very well. Those are the only things you can learn, because it's too much, it's too voluminous a syllabus. So how did you feel? How did Marrow help you, understand the concepts? How was it helpful for you?
So our MD course itself is both our seniors and our professors. I think the questions are really they are very, even in our rounds or even in our classes, they are a little very rigorous training, sir. So I think the concepts have helped me a lot. Marrow has our faculty are a little well versed with even these super specialty books and all. So it has definitely streamlined. It has made maybe preparing from these super specialty books much easier. I had tried to read Braunwald, and I have, because Rakesh Nair sir's videos are almost a copy of Fihali. So I have I have gone through Fihali and all. But I think definitely, I think if you do Marrow more than enough at this point of time, they have condensed almost everything into whatever is required. You have a distilled part of the textbooks. So it has definitely cleared my concepts. It has given me whatever is required from those books, and I think reading even those books has become a lot simpler after doing Marrow.
Did you actually read your super specialty books?
I have tried to. I have tried to read, sir, maybe the important chapters, but I think mostly have concentrated on Harrison and Marrow, sir.
It is very difficult to read super specialty books because I tried. to read Broadword and Fihali. The understanding you have is actually limited.
Yes.
So you have already chosen. I think you're planning to take cardiology and Nizams, right?
Yes. Yes.
So continue a legacy of staying in Hyderabad.
Yes.
It is actually. I think it's actually a great, a privilege to actually study, in the same city, to go from home. There's a lot of advantages. So anyway, Dr. Siddharth, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. You've actually opened up our eyes to a completely different, focused, concept-based approach. Reading Harrison, and then reading the Marrow videos, learning the Marrow videos, and using the Marrow notes and the MCQs. So I think it is in each his own. Actually, there are different methods of preparation. This is Dr. Siddharth's method of preparation with extensive revision. So, Dr. Siddharth, so thank you a lot, and all the best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.